Alcatraz Island. In 1962, three men did the impossible at Alcatraz Prison. This prison sat on a cold island surrounded by deadly water and sharks. The men used old spoons and coins to dig through their cell walls. They worked for months in total secret while guards walked past. They even made fake heads out of soap and real hair to fool the night watch. They escaped on a raft made of raincoats and vanished into the dark fog forever. Colditz Castle. In 1942, British officers were locked inside a giant mountain fortress. The walls were thick stone, and the guards watched every single corner. But these prisoners were engineers, and they had a crazy idea. They built a real glider airplane hidden inside the attic, using bed sheets and floorboards. They used porridge to glue the wings together and keep them tight. The war ended before takeoff, but it remains the most creative escape plan ever. Maze Prison. In 1983, a group of 38 prisoners took over an entire block. This was the most secure prison in Northern Ireland, with massive steel gates. The inmates smuggled guns inside and rushed the guards all at once. They hijacked a food delivery truck, tied up the driver, and piled into the back. They drove right through the main gates, causing absolute chaos, and broke free. Texas 7. In 2000, 7 dangerous men planned a massive breakout in Texas. They chose lunch hour when the guards were relaxed and distracted. They overpowered the workers, stole their clothes, and took their badges. One inmate called the back gate, pretending to be a security boss. The trick worked perfectly. The heavy gates opened and they walked out into freedom. El Chapo. In 2015, a famous cartel boss disappeared from a high-security cell. Guards watched his camera, but he went behind a small wall and never came out. His men had dug a mile-long tunnel right under his prison shower. The tunnel had lights, fresh air pipes, and a motorcycle on rails. He hopped on the bike, zoomed through the dark, and left the police humiliated. The Bastille. In 1756, a man named Latude faced the stone walls of a famous French tower. He spent years collecting firewood, silk threads, and old rags in secret. He slowly built a rope ladder measuring over 200 feet long. He climbed up the chimney, tied the rope, and slid down into the dark night. Libby Prison. In 1864, during the Civil War, a crowded basement held hundreds of soldiers. The warehouse was dark, full of rats, and heavily guarded by armed men. 15 soldiers started digging a tunnel through a brick fireplace wall. They dug for 17 days, using only their bare hands and small knives. Over 100 men squeezed through the dirt hole, escaping into a nearby yard. John Dillinger. In 1934, a notorious bank robber was locked up in Indiana. The police boasted that this prison could hold any man alive forever. But Dillinger was clever and carved a fake gun out of a block of wood. He used black shoe polish to make it look real and shiny. He pointed it at the guards, locked them in his cell, and walked out. Pascal Payette. In 2001, a French criminal decided to skip the tunnel and look up. He did not dig down. He waited for a ride from the sky. His friends hijacked a helicopter and flew right over the prison roof yard. Payette jumped in, the pilot hit the gas, and they flew away in seconds. The crazy part is, he used a helicopter to escape 2 more times later. Choi Gap-buk. In 2012, a yoga master was arrested in South Korea and locked away. His cell had a tiny slot at the bottom meant for food trays. He waited until the guards fell asleep and rubbed skin lotion all over his body. He was flexible, like rubber, and squeezed his entire body through the small slot. He slid out like an eel, leaving his blanket shaped like a sleeping body.